What's up, guys? Courtney Cox here, joined with Doug Kyde ahead of the Pats' matchup with the Denver Broncos on Sunday. It is Thursday, and Bill Belichick was asked about Stephon Gilmore this morning, Doug. He, of course, gave a very Bill Belichick answer and said, well, if he's at practice, then he would have been cleared. Well, he was at practice, so let's jump right into it for you. What do you see out of Gilmore today?
Yeah, not much. We mostly just get the stretching portion there at practice. But just the fact that Cam Newton was out there, that Stephon Gilmore was out there at practice, that's really good news for the Patriots, because the fact that, Stephon Gilmore did test positive for COVID, and the fact that this game was postponed, and that means that Gilmore, as long as he still takes the field on Sunday, which we all expect him to, that means that he didn't miss a single game after a positive COVID test. Obviously, Cam Newton did, but just getting those two guys back out there at practice is definitely a positive development for the Patriots. Might be the two best players on their roster right now.
Well, you bring up the first major headline out of the Pats and the second. Stephon Gilmore tests positive after Cam Newton had tested positive. Cam Newton also on the field today. He hasn't seen a game since September 27th when the Pats beat the Raiders. So for you, do you find any concern with Cam playing this weekend?
No, I don't think so. I think, there's been so little practice time at all for the Patriots over really the last 2 weeks, ever since that Kansas City Chiefs game. This is actually only their second practice since that Chiefs game. So yeah, Cam Newton definitely missed a lot of time on the field. He was probably staying at home, probably wasn't staying that active, but as long as he's healthy, as long as he's off that COVID list, which he is, and as long as he's able to practice today, Thursday, and tomorrow, Friday, I see nothing keeping him off the game field on Sunday when the Denver Broncos come to town.
Well, Gilmore and Newton aside, any other big headlines from today's practice?
Dietrich Wise was not at practice, and that's sort of an interesting development to follow. He would have missed Wednesday's practice as well for non-injury reasons. So it's sort of up to speculation as to why Dietrich Wise was not out at practice there, but James White was out there. There's some question about whether he was going to be on the practice field. Two offensive linemen who would not have practiced on Wednesday for those same non-injury concerns, James Ferentz and Jermaine Illuminor, both of whom could be starters on Sunday, were on the practice field. And then one other note is the practice squad defensive tackle, Bill Murray, also off of the COVID list. I know that's not a big name, but just the fact that these guys are getting healthy, definitely worth noting, because that is great news for them and for the team.
Getting healthy pretty quickly, because Stephon Gilmore, it's been a little over a week since he tested positive.
For sure. Yeah, he never even hit that 10-day threshold to get back on the field. So that means to us that he had those two negative COVID tests in a row, separated by 24 hours. I know that sometimes it can take a while for that virus to sort of live in people's bodies, even if they're not contagious. So just the fact that he was able to test negative twice in a row, just, following the storyline of the day, more good news for him and the Patriots.
All right, well, great stuff from Doug. You can follow along with him on Twitter at Doug Kyde. As 2020 gets weirder and weirder, we hope to see a game happen on Sunday. Patriots taking on the Denver Broncos, 1 p.m. kickoff at Gillette Stadium.